my name is Valerie and I'm with eFit, and I am here to take you on a little yoga journey of getting yourself toned with yoga. First thing I want us to start with is to get ourselves centered and let ourselves get focused on our breathing. So let yourself get on your mat. Let yourself come into an easy seated position as you let your hands come onto your knees, and let yourself take a nice deep inhale through your nose and feel that belly up, and let yourself exhale, and even let yourself close your eyes for a moment as you let yourself inhale and exhale, totally letting yourself get centered, and remembering that with your yoga practice, linking your movement with your breath and respecting where your body is, not taking it any further than when it's ready, and letting yourself just be. I'm just here to guide you. So letting yourself take again another nice deep inhale into that belly and exhale, and that's how you should breathe throughout your entire practice. So we'll start letting ourselves warm up before we get to the big moves. So letting yourself have your feet in front of you and your hands on top of your knees as we let ourselves warm up that spine. So letting yourself inhale as you come forward, letting your head drift back, and then exhale as you let yourself curve that spine, bring that chin to your throat. And then inhale, pulling yourself forward, head up, feel that neck lengthening. Exhale as you curve. And letting yourself repeat this to your breath several times as you just really feel yourself lengthening the shoulders, opening up the back, opening up the neck, and breathing into it. And two more as you really open. Feel that spine curve, chin to throat. Last one, inhale as you open, exhale as you close. And then let yourself come back into your neutral position as you let yourself, nice and slow, roll down one vertebrae at a time. As you let yourself do this, letting yourself open up your arms nice and wide with your palms face down. And you're going to consciously and actively be pressing down onto the ground. So letting yourself bring your knees to your chest. Take a nice deep inhale, and as you exhale, let the knees drift to the right. And you're pressing down. And then inhale, knees up. Exhale, knees to the left. And repeating this as you inhale, lifting them up. Exhale as you let them drift to the opposite side, letting your head go in the opposite direction of the knees. So we're actively pressing to the ground. Just warm up the spine by letting us do little twists like this. Let yourself do two more. Breathing into it, exhaling as you twist. Last one. Letting those knees drift over, head over. Bringing those knees back up. Letting yourself hug those arms around your knees, and let yourself just rock and feel yourself massage that spine. As you let yourself, we're going to do 7 rolls, and believe it or not, this is really good for your body as you let yourself stir things up. So we're going to rock back and forth on every vertebrae, inhaling and exhaling. As you feel yourself massage the backbone, breathing into it. 2 more. Last one. And letting yourself roll back up as you let yourself once again roll back down onto that back. As we let ourselves start working on the core, you're going to let yourself bring your hands underneath your sacrum, underneath your tailbone, and let yourself extend those legs. Make sure that your neck is in alignment. You feel nice and flat with the mat. And on an inhale, you're going to lift those legs up, pointing those toes. And then as you exhale, dorsiflex those feet and lower them down nice and slow. And then point, inhale up, flex, exhale down. As you let yourself continue to do that, consciously letting yourself feel the core engaged. Don't grit your teeth. It's very easy to do. Last one. And bringing those legs back up, bending those knees, letting yourself rock back a couple of times as you let yourself then come forward, and you're going to be bending onto those feet as you let yourself bring your hands in front of you and just come into a forward fold with your knees bent. So your body is going to be resting onto your knees, and you're going to let those palms be in front of you and just let that head hang. As you breathe into this, then slowly straighten your legs, and you'll feel yourself a little lengthening going on in the back of the legs. 2 more nice breaths. And then letting yourself bend those knees again as you let yourself squat down and let yourself roll back again. So you're going to roll back just a couple of times. Let those hands come down underneath you as we let ourselves get ready to work that core again. Let those legs be nice and straight. Let yourself take an inhale. And then as you exhale, lower those legs down, dorsiflex those feet, feel those glutes, those quads engaged. Inhale up, exhale down, totally putting your focus on your core and your back, and feeling the muscles and the legs strengthening, but breathing into it. And as you do this more, if you do this every day, I promise, you will feel a lot stronger and it will be easier. So letting yourself one more time, lower it down, bringing it up, bend those knees, bring those hands around those legs as you massage that spine again. Let yourself roll back up, and letting yourself come down onto those feet, letting yourself slightly straighten your legs as you let yourself forward fold, letting the body rest onto the legs, letting those palms be in front of you, breathing into it, straightening those legs, now in your forward fold, feel yourself a little bit longer probably as you breathe into it. And one more time, as you let yourself bend those knees, wrap those arms around them, and let yourself rock back. And last one, to work that core, hands down, sacrum on top of those hands, legs up. Taking a nice deep inhale, and then as you exhale, dorsiflex those feet, feel those quads engaged, calves engaged. Inhale up, point the toes, dorsiflex, exhale, lower. And notice as you take your time, instead of hurrying, you actually use your muscles more, and you grow stronger with each move as you do this instead of rushing. And you're starting to feel some heat build up, and breathing into it. Last one, bringing those feet up, pointing those toes, letting yourself hug those knees around, arms around those knees, and let yourself roll back up. Bringing yourself back up into your bent forward fold, letting those arms be by your side, let your chest rest onto your legs as you let yourself totally relax. Let yourself take a nice deep inhale as you straighten those legs and you're in your forward fold. And in your forward fold now, let yourself open up the feet the width of your mat, and let yourself grab each respective elbow. And as you do this, you're straddling over your legs, and you're really feeling some nice lengthening going on into those hamstrings. So just letting yourself breathe into it, letting yourself lean forward a notch as you feel gravity bring you down as you breathe into it, and then let those hands come down as you let yourself bring the right foot towards the middle, as you let yourself come into a lunge, bringing that left foot back. So now you're letting yourself come onto the knee of that left foot, and you're lunging into the right leg. So as you lunge into that right leg, really feel yourself opening up that hip joint, breathing into it, and then letting yourself to engage your left leg. You're going to step on the toes of that left foot and let yourself lift it up. This may be too intense for some people, but let yourself feel where you can be. So as you're doing this, you're letting yourself settle into this leg. You're feeling the lengthening taking place as you do that, breathing into it. 2 more nice breaths. Then letting that knee come down. Let that right foot come back as you let yourself stretch back for a moment in extended child's pose. And let yourself come up and down into up dog as you let yourself open up the chest, shoulders back, and letting yourself come back up as you let yourself bring that left foot forward as you let yourself lunge into this. So in your lunge here, just noticing that your knee is over your foot. You're feeling the right hip, the psoas lengthening as you breathe into this, not forcing it. If your toes are gripping the mat, lift them up, let them come down. So believe it or not, when you're actively engaging muscles, you're also relaxing them at the same time. And breathing into all that space that you're opening up. And then let yourself, you can either stay here or let yourself step on the toes of that right leg and engage that leg. So now you're really feeling a little more intensity going on in those quads and breathing into that. So let yourself just be strong as you're in that, breathing into it, totally being present. And then letting that leg come down as you let that left foot come back. Let yourself stretch back, feel the hip joints get back into place. Let yourself come up and back down into up dog as you let those shoulders roll back. And let yourself come back up as we let ourselves do a lunge again, but this time with a twist. So let that right foot come forward and you're going to come up. So letting yourself feel that foot completely grounded. And then let yourself bring that left arm right on the outside of that leg as you let yourself twist to the right, and you can let this right hand either come behind you or you can rest it here. It's just wherever you're ready. So key thing is let yourself feel the twist in the rib cage, breathing into it. You're feeling yourself balance into this leg as you breathe into it. Letting your neck, if it is comfortable, let it look over that shoulder. If you have neck problems, just always let yourself just put it in a neutral position. Breathing into it. 2 more breaths. And let yourself undo your twist as you let yourself bring that foot back, stretching back into extended child's pose. Once again, coming up and down and up dog as you open up the shoulders, bring yourself back up. As you let yourself this time bring your left foot forward for your lunge twist here. So finding yourself grounded onto that foot, letting yourself feel yourself lifting up that rib cage because you're really working this core as you're doing this. And then letting yourself let that right arm come to the outside of that leg as you let yourself twist and look over the left shoulder. And breathing into it. It may be easier on this side, but notice what you feel. Feel yourself balanced between the foot and the knee. Feel yourself lifting up the chest, opening up that shoulder as you breathe into it. 2 more nice breaths. And letting yourself come out of it as you let yourself bring those hands down. Let that spine lengthen. Come back into up dog as you open it up. And then exhale as you let yourself press yourself into downward dog. And so in your first downward dog, letting yourself slowly pedal the feet as you feel the lengthening of the calves, breathing into it. Letting yourself feel the fingers spread nice and wide. And see if you can put the weight into the index finger and the thumb and notice the rotation of the muscles in your forearms when you do that. And then letting yourself nice and slow walk those feet to your hands back into your forward fold. Let the head relax as you let yourself totally surrender into it. And then inhale as you raise those arms out, reaching up nice and high, reaching, linking the hands. Let yourself arch back, and then exhale as you let your hands come to heart. As we let ourselves now do some sun salutations, because I'm sure you have felt some heat build up. So letting yourself inhale as you reach those arms up. Exhale as you swan dive down, nice and slow. Inhale as you let yourself straighten that spine. Fingers may be on the feet or they may be on the shins. Exhale as you forward fold. Inhale as you let the hands step back, feet step back as you come onto your hands, and now you're in plank mode. As you let yourself be in your plank, take a moment to feel your spine straight, core engaged, breathing into it, and then slowly let yourself Lower down, keeping arms close to sides, pushing yourself up, shoulders rolling back, opening up that chest, and then exhale as you let yourself go back into your downward dog. Taking 5 nice breaths as you're doing that. Feeling yourself continue to pedal the legs if tightness is there. Feeling yourself pressing into the mat. Letting the crown of your head be pointing towards your hands so that you feel that your spine is totally in alignment. And breathing into it, one more breath. And then on your exhale, let yourself walk those feet back to your hands. Let yourself hang here for a moment. And then inhale as you raise those arms up, reaching up nice and high, arching back, and then exhale, hands to heart. As we let ourselves do this one more time, just a little bit faster. So let yourself inhale as you reach up. Exhale, swan dive down. Inhale as you lift up. Exhale as you forward fold. Inhale as you let yourself step back into plank. Let yourself lower down, arms close to sides. Pushing yourself up as you open up that chest. And exhale back into your downward dog. Breathing into it, letting yourself feel the feet lengthen, feeling the weight distributed equally between hand to foot, and feeling your tailbone lift up for the sky, and staying focused on your breathing, and always letting yourself be respectful of your edges. So if it sometimes gets too intense, you can always let yourself come down onto your knees and just let yourself be in extended child's pose. 2 more breaths. And then letting yourself bring those feet back to your hands, back into your forward fold. As you totally let yourself shake that head, let that neck relax. Breathing into it. And then nice and slow as you inhale, raise those arms up as you reach up nice and high, reaching, linking hands. Let yourself arch back, and then exhale. Bring in hands to heart as you let yourself lengthen a few more muscles. Letting yourself open those feet the width of your mat as you let yourself come into a squat. So as you do this, and I'm going to move so you'll see a little bit more. As you do this, your feet are the width of your mat, and you're letting the hands be on your knees as you do this. And so you are squatting into it, let the feet open up. And as you let yourself come down a little bit lower, you're going to feel those inner thighs opening up as you breathe into it. And then letting yourself move these heels now where they're facing forward. And you're going to let yourself link your arms together and reach forward. As you do this, you're going to feel this in your hips as you let yourself settle into gravity, breathing into it for 2 more breaths. And then letting yourself bring those hands down, straightening those legs, and then let yourself grab each respective elbow as you just let yourself straddle over your legs, breathing into it, letting yourself sway from side to side as you let yourself feel the lengthening taking place in the back of those legs. As you breathe into it, letting yourself bring those hands back down as you touch onto the mat, and let yourself bend those knees as you come back into that squat, and let yourself rest your arms onto those legs. And so you are linking your fingertip and thumb together, and you're breathing into this. You're feeling that core engaged, and you're just having a nice little resting place. So letting yourself breathe into it. I know you feel a little burning going on in the quads. I'm with you. So breathe into it as you know that this pose won't last forever. Nice breath. Then let those hands come down as you let yourself straighten those legs. Letting yourself push yourself one of those fingertips. Inhale. And then exhale as you let yourself come down. Bringing the hands behind the calves as you let yourself pull yourself forward, closer to your body, relaxing the neck, and breathing into it. As you let the elbows point out, you feel your biceps engaged, and you're breathing into it as you open up space between each vertebrae. 2 more nice breaths. Then letting yourself release those hands. Let them be in front of your feet as you let yourself open up the feet a little bit wider now. So letting yourself have the hands in front of you, and then letting yourself let that left hand palm down, fingers pointing to your right, and let yourself inhale as you raise that right arm up, reaching up, and breathing into it. So your arms are one long unit. As you breathe into this, you're feeling the lengthening going on in that left leg, and you're breathing into it. If the toes are gripping the mat, relax them. This is a nice spinal twist. One more breath. And on your exhale, let that arm come down. Let yourself grab your elbows and let yourself straddle down. As you breathe into it, you'll notice that you're probably a little bit closer to the earth than when you started. And then letting yourself push yourself up as you let that right hand be on the mat with those fingers pointing to your left. And on an inhale, raise that left arm up as you reach up. Breathing into it. Again, one nice long line of those arms as you're breathing into it. Feeling yourself totally engaged, balanced. Nice little twist. Feel the spine in that nice little passive twist as you're breathing into it. 2 more breaths. And on your exhale, let that hand come down as you let yourself totally surrender both hands in front of you. Letting yourself push yourself up on those fingertips. And exhale as you let yourself forward fold. Wide leg forward fold. Letting yourself have a micro bend into your knees. Let yourself grab your respective ankles and pull yourself down. And breathe into it as you completely let yourself relax the neck. Engage the arms. And just breathe into that space. 3 more nice breaths. And then letting yourself bring those hands back to the center as you let them push yourself back up. Let those feet slowly walk back towards each other, one by one, heel to toe. As you then let yourselves inhale, as you come up nice and slow, letting your arms be by your sides and raising them up as you reach up nice and high, linking, arching, and then exhale as you let yourself bring your hands down to your heart. As you let yourself come back to the front of your mat, let yourself inhale as you reach up. Let yourself exhale as you swan dive down. And then let yourself step down onto your knees before we've made it back to the bottom of the mat. So letting ourselves be camel. So let yourself come onto your knees. If you have a blanket or if you have knee issues, you can have a blanket underneath your knees. And let yourself step on your toes if you want to feel a nice little push into your toes. And first, letting yourself let both palms be pressing against your kidneys, fingers face down, and let yourself arch back. As you arch back, not letting the head drift back too far, but feeling yourself opening up the chest and really lengthening, giving an arch to the thoracic part of your spine, the upper middle part of it, breathing into it, and then coming back up. And then letting yourself let the right hand come to the right heel and raise that left arm up as you do a one-armed camel, reaching up, breathing into it. Really feel your rib cage, the floating ribs in the bottom lift up as you breathe into it. And then let yourself change sides as you let that left arm come to that heel, reach up with that right, breathing into it, really feeling yourself lifting, breathing, growing stronger in that. And then exhale as you let it come down. And to totally reverse it, let yourself come back into child's pose. As you let yourself sway into child's pose for a moment, breathing into it, feeling your spine relax as you breathe into it. And then let yourself come up and back down onto your mat as you let yourself prepare to be a pigeon. And in this one, we're going to be an engaged pigeon. So let yourself bring your right foot, right leg in front of you. Let the heel be towards your pelvis. And let yourself press onto the fingertips. Press onto the toes of that left leg. And so now you're totally engaged. This is feeling everything engaged. The arms, the leg. You feel that hip opening up. If you have a blanket, you can put it underneath there. So breathing into that. 2 more nice breaths. And then let yourself release that knee. As you let yourself bring that right one back, let yourself stretch back in a child's pose for a moment, breathing into it. Coming back up as you let yourself bring that left leg forward, letting that right leg hip drift back. Pressing onto your fingertips. Press onto the toes of that right leg. Engage it. So you're feeling this lengthening going on in the psoas. Breathing into it. Letting the neck relax, let the face relax, but at the same time letting the muscles and the quads be engaged and work, and breathing into it, feeling good as you're pressing into the earth, feeling yourself lifting up the core. 2 more breaths. And let yourself bring that leg down, bring the other leg back as you let yourself stretch back into extended child's pose, swaying side to side, breathing into it. And then letting yourself come back as you let yourself come seated onto your mat, feet in front of you just like we started. So letting yourself bring those hands onto those knees and take an inhale as you open up, head back, and then exhale as you arch, chin to throat. And again, inhale, open up, exhale, arch, chin to throat. One more time, really feeling yourself open up. Notice what you feel different from when you started. One more. Opening up, shoulders roll back. Exhale. Now rolling down 1 vertebrae at a time as you let yourself be completely relaxed back on the mat. Let yourself bring those feet, fingertips touch of the heels, as you let yourself just lift your pelvis up just a little bit and let it come down. As you let the palms be down by your side, and let yourself bring the knees to your chest. And let yourself lift them up. As you lift them up, pointing those legs, breathing into it as you enjoy a reversal of blood flow. This will lower your blood pressure as you just breathe into it. And then letting yourself bring that right knee to your chest as you extend that left. Take an inhale, and as you exhale, lift your head like your nose to touch that knee. And then let yourself change sides. As you inhale, extend the right. Let your body come down. And as you exhale, lift the head up, touch that knee, and change sides. As you do this a couple of times, just really feeling yourself a little more limber, a little more relaxed, a little bit stronger. One more time. Breathing into it. Exhale as you arch. Then letting yourself bring both knees to your chest. As you let both arms come overhead, either letting them be extended or grabbing each respective wrist. Taking a nice deep inhale, and as you exhale, let the knees drift to the right. And then let yourself let that left leg come up where potentially the foot is on the knee of that right leg or just resting on top of it. You'll feel a little different twist as you do this, and letting your head drift to the opposite side as you just breathe into it. Letting your spine relax, letting your heart rate slow down. Couple more breaths. And then letting yourself on inhale bring those knees back, bringing your hands to them as you hug them, and then letting those arms go back behind you again, linking them. And take an inhale, and as you exhale, let the knees drift to the left. And this time letting the right leg come up a little bit more where the foot is either touching onto the knee or on top of that leg, and letting the head drift to the right. So as you let yourself do this, you're just feeling yourself unwind, breathing into it, feeling a little bit looser. And then letting yourself inhale as you bring those knees to your chest, making yourself into a tight little ball as you just hug yourself, chin to throat. Take a deep inhale, and as you exhale, totally let yourself surrender onto your mat into Shavasana. And as you're in your Shavasana, totally let yourself close your eyes, let your breath slow down, let your heart rate slow down, and feel yourself relax the feet, feel the calves relax, feel the knees soften, feel the thighs get softer. Feel your spine loosen and your belly sink deeper. And as you feel yourself sinking a little bit deeper, feel your fingertips curl, your arms are relaxed, and your heart rate's slowing down, your breathing's slowing down, and you're feeling yourself surrender a little bit deeper into the earth as you feel your back soften, your shoulders soften, your face, your cheeks, even the top of your head, as you totally let yourself absorb physically, mentally, everything that you just did in your practice, breathing into it. And then letting yourself rub your fingertips together as you bring yourself back. Let yourself wiggle your toes, your feet, and letting yourself bring your knees to your chest as you hug them. Letting yourself rock up. As you let yourself come up to an easy seated position, let yourself come in a cross-legged seated position. As you just let yourself take a moment to let yourself keep your eyes closed, let your palms come to your heart, let your chin come down. As you take a nice deep inhale and exhale. As we close with a beautiful quote from Helen Keller, "The most beautiful things cannot be seen or even touched. They can only be felt in the heart. May you see the beauty in your heart. May you feel the beauty in your heart. And may you emanate that beauty to others that surround you." Namaste.